Ladies and gentlemen, from here, say it's Kim Marsh, Myleene Class and Suzanne Shaw. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a special thing, wasn't it? Pure and simple.
It was very special for us.
It's an odd way to become famous, because you kind of got famous through reality television, which is a bit like being on Big Brother, but with talent. Do you know what I mean? Because you all had to... we all know... You're not one of those pop groups who people say, I bet they can't sing, because we've all actually seen you doing it, like, just in a room. So we know you can do it. What do you think about that as a method of becoming famous? Because you've been famous for 10 months now. Would you rather it have been a bit more gradual?
I don't think anyone knew how it was going to turn out. We never imagined it's going to, you know, progress as fast as it did. And the programme at the time was pioneering and nobody actually wanted to touch it. You know, some of the judges that you see now who were initially invited didn't want to, you know, come on the show. But now, you know, it's the norm and everyone sees, you know, the process as it is, but at the time it was pioneering.
Yeah. So Pop Idols is just copying.
Basically, yeah.
That.
That's exactly what you said.
It's really funny, actually, because, like Myleene said, the judges who are on Pop Idol now initially said that Pop Stars was a really bad process.
Yeah.
Yet they're on Pop Idol. We don't really get it, but...
Yeah. But it's always good to try something once you've seen someone else do it properly, though. Yeah.
But we did it better.
But it's never as good.
Yeah. Hey, nobody does it better. Makes you feel... Anyway. Yeah, so when it happened, we've actually got a clip of during the Pop Stars. There was one speech in Pop Stars which I think summed up the whole kind of fame school thing. An inspirational, moving speech, which I think had the whole nation on its feet. That came from Darius. Here he goes.
Look, for everybody that's crying or has any sympathy or pity, can I tell you don't? Do you know why? Because it's just not our time. And that's it.
It's not that, no.
We've all got talent. How much love is there in this room, yeah? I feel so much energy from you guys.
That's not why we're crying. We're crying because we feel like we've lost something.
I know, but you've
That's
not.
what it is.
Do you know what? There's nothing to lose from this.
Well, maybe the ponytail. But that... You were all going with it as well, but I feel so much energy from you guys.
Oh, we weren't. If you see the Pop Stars extra stuff, you see us in the background. A bit confused.
Because I thought it was going to be like a cult, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have thought that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like Charles Manson. I thought you were going to go out.
David Koresh, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe, yeah. But, yeah, someone who did terrible things, but he calmed down a bit now. And then he went and had another crack and...
You know what? I think...
Suzanne, that was an evil laugh, if ever I heard that.
Nah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for him, the fact that he can get up a second time and do it and face everybody and
the fact he got up the first time.
Do you know what, though? The sad thing
Any
is...
bloke who can get up a second time, I have respect for.
But the sad...
Don't patronise me.
The sad thing is...
You know what, we weren't doing jokes like that till about 2 years ago. Maybe you can't... Sorry,
He's
Kim,
actually
carry on.
really talented, though.
Yeah.
If he wasn't such an idiot.
Didn't stop me. Well, let's hope he's watching. Now,
I'll be getting hate mail, won't I?
no, he can't write. Now... And if he can, how long will the letters be? Just imagine it. I feel energy from your insults. So, whoever became the pop group from Pop Stars was going to have a massive beginning to their career, because the single, which hadn't even been written at the time, was Evan's favourite to go #1 before you'd even been chosen. So you must have known you're going to walk straight into a #1.
Not really.
We never expected it, you know, and we don't expect anything now, you know. We want to do it for ourselves, and that's how we looked at it from the start. We wanted to be known as a band because that's what we want to give out to people. We want to say, this is our music, enjoy it. And even when we did have the Pop Stars programme behind us, yeah, it did give us a lot of backup, but it wasn't that we wanted to go, yeah, we know we're going to get #1. We were just like, I hope we get #1. or I hope we get top 40. It didn't really matter to us.
Yeah, and at the time we didn't even know if people were watching it. The amount of times we used to look at the camera, because it was like Big Brother. You know, they didn't really know what phenomenon was going on outside the process, and we were kept away from newspapers except the ones they brought to us.
Yeah.
So literally we just did not have a clue, and when you saw the reaction that we hit #1, we were genuinely surprised, because we had no idea.
Well, we've got that reaction, and this is when you actually find out that you are #1, which is an amazing thing. I remember when David Baddiel, when I told him it was #1, he went, great. What I love about this clip, at the beginning, Danny, one of your band members, is sitting in perhaps the campest way I've ever seen. I mean, camper than Noel. He's doing a very strange kind of almost artificial leg kind of sitting. But it's a great clip because you do look absolutely joyous. This is when Hearsay found out they were #1.
OK, things are really hotting up here. We are extremely excited. It's literally seconds to go before we find out whether Hearsay have made it to #1. I'm sure they must have done.
Oh, it's great though. That must. I mean, whatever happened to Hearsay
I can't
after
tell you that feeling. I can't. Amazing.
Yeah. Now, so now, as you say, it was a great way to kick off your career, but now you're on your own, kind of. I mean, I know you've still got... I mean, the people from Pop Stars, people like Nasty Nigel, are they part of your career still? Are they kind of in your management or anything like that?
No. We don't really see Nigel all that much, to be quite honest. We just see him now and again at little award ceremonies and stuff. He always pops up every now and again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Out the woodwork.
Yeah, but you're OK with him now?
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I think... One reason I wouldn't have wanted to have won Pop Stars was the way you were kind of manufactured before our eyes. There was one... When he told you, Kim, that you were overweight, I mean, that's a tough thing to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's all over now. You don't... Looking back, no grudge.
No, I haven't really got a grudge, to be honest. I mean, it did hurt at the time, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the great thing is, though, is that we get to have a say. I mean, Kim told him outright when he turned around and said that she was fat. He told her, you know. She told him what was... Yeah.
Well, we've got the clip, but it's bleeped. OK. This is when Nasty Nigel got nasty.
You are going on show in 6 weeks. It's all right saying, oh, Christmas was there and, well, the goose has gotten fat.
Do you think I'm fat?
I think you've put weight on over Christmas, and I think you needed to lose weight before Christmas, yeah.
Do you? It's out of order.
What she actually said there was the fridge was out of order. And I had to eat the whole contents. Which I think is a great excuse.
Do you know what the sad thing is, though? There are a lot of bands, one example is when we were on tour, and we used to sit there and stuff our faces before we went on stage.
We still do.
Well, we do.
With food?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, I know what you rock and roll people are like.
But there'd be the support acts there, and there was one girl just absolutely staring at me eating my dessert, so I said, you can have some. And she said, I don't know, maybe at the end of the tour as a treat. And we were like about 15 days away from the end of the tour. They really weren't allowed anything other than steamed vegetables.
I'd love to see them. I'd love to see them try and take our food away.
They couldn't.
Just try.
Absolutely.
Don't go near Kim's bowl. Well, you all look fantastic on it anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it.
We do pride ourselves. I mean, we always say keep it real, but there's no way you're going to see us go on these stupid fad diets. Just
get like the roly-polies. Who cares? Yeah, I like a bit of lady fat.
So do we.
Yeah, good on you. Now, the second album inevitably didn't do as well as... Keep with me. Because the first album was so absolutely mega, the second album really couldn't hope to equal it. It went in... I don't want to bring the thing down, but it went in at number 20 into the album charts. You must have been disappointed with that,
It went in
weren't
as
you?
the highest new entry, so we were really happy about that. And how can you compete with yourself? And everyone says, oh, we textbook answers and this and that, but we held the record for the first album, and you can't beat yourself, so whatever comes after that's a bonus. It really is for us.
It's not just that. I mean, we don't just look at chart position, we look at record sales. Yeah. And our record sales that particular week, if we'd have released 2 weeks before, the amount of records we sold, we would have been at #1 with our album. Just depends on what week you release. I mean, a week later, Travis went in at number 20 and nobody batted an eyelid.
But your first... Well, that's true. When your first 3 singles, when your first 2 singles went to #1 and the third one went in at #4, you must have been... You're allowed to be disappointed. I would have been gutted.
I was really gutted.
Good. Good on you.
No, do you know what? It's great because the fact is that there's a lot of greatest hits out at the moment and you cannot compete with that. I mean, if we had a greatest hit, which, you know, fingers crossed.
Yeah, it'd be a small album, but it would sell...
Not big, but, you know, we're happy to be in the same league. Yeah. We're really happy.
Yeah. Well, and a year down the line to have other people other than your mum buying your album.
Yeah.
That's great for us, that people are still there for us.
Well, good on you. So no one could have followed that beginning, and you might just have that gradual kind of thing now. I hope it works, and I hope you keep going. Because thanks a lot for turning up tonight. They actually weren't going to come. They were supposed to be in Lapland tonight, which I don't know if you know that club, but that's what But thanks very much, Kim, Myleene and Suzanne. Thank you. We'll be back in a moment.
Be dressed without a smile.
Your clothes may be bold, rubbly, they stand at a mile.
But brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So senator, so janitor, so brim for a while. Remember, you're never fully dressed, though you might be wearing the best. You're